Welcome back to the channel. I'm your homie Leo Coys. Tottenham versus Brentford. We had an excellent day today. Stick around, we're going to talk about it. Come on, you Spurs. So coming off the midweek clash with Coventry, a late victory for the Spurs, we face Brentford at home. And anytime you face Brentford, a London derby to add, it's always a tough matchup. And today, I can imagine, was no different. The game starts off and literally 20 seconds into the match, Potter somehow loses Pedro Porro out on the wing, sends in a beautiful cross, and Brennan Johnson just happens to be on the end of it with, he doesn't even connect 100%, but he hits it in a manner in which it goes into the back of the net. And best case scenario for Brentford would be an early goal. And worst case for us, of course, is conceding. And that's exactly what we do. Half a minute into the game, we found ourselves down, and Ange Postecoglou at this point was probably already starting to sweat bricks. So literally, almost instantly, we were punched in the face by a Brennan Johnson volley. But Spurs had to bounce back. We could not let that affect us. We continued with our high press, and almost instantly after the goal, we get an opportunity. A misplaced pass found its way to Dominic Solanke, who played it on to Sonny. Sonny plays it to James Maddison, and his shot was blocked before it even made it to the keeper. And this was attractive play from our team, the build-up. And not only that, it all stemmed from the high press. It all stemmed from pressing the opponent and having them misplay that pass. When you live by the high press, you often die by the high press. But in this case, it worked to perfection. Another misplaced pass from a Brentford player due to the high press found James Maddison, who took a shot. The keeper parried it away into Dominic Solanke's way, and what does he do? The big man calmly puts it in the back of the bag for his first goal as a Tottenham Hotspur player. And of course, your boy did have to break out the Solanke leg at the pub. No, but in all seriousness, all Solanke legs aside, this is exactly the type of play I want to see from the Spurs, right? The high press leading to a misplaced pass. James Maddison has a crack. It does hit the goalkeeper, who parries it away, and Solanke there to finish it. A very well taken shot from Solanke, very close. Kind of hard to miss that. It's almost harder to miss it than it is to make it. We found ourselves tied, and basically not too many stats to kind of spew out at you guys. I'm just going to recap a bit of what happened. And again and again and again, with Tottenham honestly peppering up Brentford, Kulusevski filters the ball off to the right side. Brennan Johnson decides he's going to take his first shot of the game, goes wide of the goalkeeper, but very close. And it's no secret, this young man has been getting tons of stick in the press. He's very eager to just, quiet everybody up, especially after his goal on the weekday. Brennan Johnson with his first shot, it did go wide, but Tottenham were peppering up Brentford by this point. No, I definitely have to give props to the Tottenham midfield. Today, they were on point. James Maddison especially. He picked the ball up at midfield, gave a nice pass to Heung-Min Son, who found Brennan Johnson on stride. Brennan Johnson, I think, maybe had to think about it and said, you know what, I'm going to have this one. Takes another shot, and this time he does not go wide. He actually puts it in the back of the bag. And his celebration to top it off, One of these, right? Huge statement goal for Brennan Johnson. Very, very important for him. Back-to-back games with goals. Last time it was the game winner. This time it was a very key goal. Like I said, we were peppering up Brentford, and now at this point we were up 2-1. Oh, man. And it's no exaggeration when I say that we were definitely laying hands on Brentford throughout the majority of the first half. Besides the goal, no really big chance for Brentford. However, close to halftime, they did have a crazy opportunity. Van de Ven kind of tried to pass it back to Vicario. They made a mess of it, and it ended up being a crazy opportunity for Brentford. We were kind of lucky that nothing came of it. Another weird decision by Vicario, which will definitely come into play later on into the match, but Vicario is still a bit shaky, in my opinion. Just to recap the first half, my homies, very much square business for Tottenham Hotspur. Besides going down very early to, just a crazy start. I things like this happen. But the thing is, we didn't let it affect us. We definitely capitalized on our opportunities, 2 of them to be exact. And if I'm honest with you, we had the majority of the possession. And Brennan Johnson was looking like he was on a mission. He had another chance right before the end of the first half. We were going into the second half with a 1-goal lead at home. No changes at halftime. No changes were made. Before we get into the second half, my homie, last week was my homie Callum's birthday. I just wanted to take this moment to say, my homie, I appreciate you supporting the channel. I hope you had an excellent birthday. Here's your shout out, my homie, because I definitely appreciate you being a day oneer. Come on, you Spurs. To start the second half, Brentford did look like they were going to pick it up a bit. They did start to have more possession, and around the 60th minute, there was a ball played onto Brennan Johnson, who had a shot from distance, but it was challenging for Vicario, who was up for it, made a save, and again, like I said, it was definitely surprising to see how much possession Brentford had, because I thought it was less. It seemed like it was less, which just goes to show the Spurs definitely took advantage of their turnovers that they were able to produce. For a while there, the game was a bit back and forth. Tottenham would definitely lay hands on Brentford, and Brentford were equally for it. Like I said, Mbeumo had chances. Johnson would counter with a chance, send in across. Solanke just wasn't there to put it in the back of the sack. Brentford with more chances. You had that excellent save from Vicario, which almost looked to be going in. Definitely a very good save from Vicario. Could have left us, tied with Brentford, but like I said, just palmed it out of there and saved the day for Spurs at that moment. And this was, like I said, almost 70th minute, game winding down, Brentford still wanting to attack and score goals, and you could tell that they were definitely eager to score another one. A good sparring match for both teams, and when this is happening, I think it only favors Tottenham, because if you're going to be playing them and trying to expose our high line, you have to understand that we're going to hit you on a counter attack. And 85th minute, this is exactly what happened, right? The ball gets played into James Maddison, and if I'm honest with you, my homies, I'm thinking, oh my God, it's either make or break right here, my homie. What are you gonna do? Surprises everybody, decides to chip the keeper in a freaking crazy manner, right? A peach of a chip, if I'm honest with you. And it goes into the back of the net. James Maddison rips his shirt off right away and just goes and lets out a deep sigh. I bet this guy was just happy to get the monkey off of his back and get that goal, and just, himself needing to quiet a lot of the haters, myself included. I have been one of his biggest haters, and I'm not saying this goal is going to fix that. But look, it's not only his goal. It's not only the goal, because, as far as the game goes, it was definitely over at this point. We were up 3-1. So, I will now just focus on the players and say, James Maddison was one of my players of the match for sure. I don't know who they gave it to, but I'm putting him in that running. A lot of his distributions for me in games past have been a bit suspect, right? Have been not on point. Today, along with James Maddison, I think Kulusevski was very key in the midfield. I'm liking the partnership of them two playing the more offensive role. With Bentancur, right now kind of anchoring in the 6. Bentancur had a very good game himself too, I think. In my opinion, he had a good game. He was one of the first substitutions out. Yves Bissouma came in. Today he did well. And Pape Matar Sarr as well. What a wonderful game to have players like this to be able to call upon, when you have the lead, to come up and shore it up. Vicario probably could have had a better game. Our defense was good. All game. We gave up the early goal, but like I said, things like this could definitely happen. But, the game is won on the field. We took advantage of our chances all game long. We played a very well-played press. And I do want to address the Brennan Johnson situation a bit. Brennan Johnson, for me, is part of the Tottenham future. I'm not one of these guys that's going to jump on his back. He definitely needs and has time with me to grow. I'm well aware that there's a plan for Brennan Johnson, which is why they brought him in. And totally glad he was able to give tons of you guys the big middle finger. And hopefully, he will continue to people up because, you know, he's not going to do it with these 2 goals. It's going to take time. And this is not just Brennan Johnson. This is throughout the whole board. You know, Heung-min's son is again, this game wasn't his best, right? But, you know, he played his part in a Spurs victory. And, yeah, we move forward. A tough game coming up against United on the weekend. But we're going into this match with some added confidence. Brentford, no easy opponent, a London derby. And we got it done today, my homies. We got it done today. Like I said, very good play from the Spurs today. It was very nice to see them able to pick the lock and score the goals because it was very attractive football. That was Tottenham Hotspur football, and I enjoyed it. However it is, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't be a jabroni. Definitely be a homie if you made it this far. Smash the like button, and if you aren't, please subscribe. We're doing some bits. Your boy's got a big night coming up. I'm going to the Rapids game tonight. We have a game against Toronto FC, aka Bobby KFC. You guys are going down, sucker fish. Have a good one, my homie. Come on, you Spurs!